I've got some bad news, folks. Christmas is going to be canceled.
I'm not a kid. I know there's no Santa Claus.
What did you say?
I said, bah, humbug.
I think you need some lessons on Christmas.
Attention passengers, the Ken Ross Airport has been closed due to heavy storm activity. This flight will have to be diverted to Alpena.
I'm stuck. The airport's closed. I'm not going home for Christmas.
This isn't Christmas.
Hi, have you heard? We're snowed in. They don't expect to have the streets cleared till 2 in the morning. Just think we're going to be spending the whole evening together.
The kids are going to be there in a half an hour and I don't have a Santa. Okay, don't panic. We'll find a replacement.
Great. Stuck here in the airport and Jill's gift is in Kenrith's.
Gonna spend Christmas in an airport? Okay. Now I want to be jolly too. What are you animals trying to do? Ruin the boys' Christmas?
When you realized Christmas was ruined, how did you feel?
Where's Christmas? Lisa, where's Christmas?
Santa will never find us now.
I don't see how. There'll be no more flights in or out until the storm's over.
Can't believe we're stranded on Christmas Eve.
Can't believe we have to stay here. What about Christmas? We're gonna miss it.
We should be back on the road in...
This just in from the Weather Bureau. A severe storm warning is now in effect for the entire mountain region. All roads have been closed until further notice.
Oh no. What about Grandma's? What about Christmas?
I'm not going to that Christmas show, and I'm not playing Santa.
But Mikey, everyone's counting on you.
I don't care. Santa's a big fake, and Christmas is a big lie, and I just won't take part in it.
Kids were right. There's no Christmas here.
Just how are we going to have the best Christmas ever?
Hope for a miracle?
Welcome back to Princess Jafar's Christmas is Cancelled. This is season 2 of the podcast, and I'm just so thankful for everyone who's been able to join us through season 1. I'm really excited for all of the extra special episodes we have planned for you in season 2. So without any further ado, here's this lovely little interview. Bye, Habibis, or hi, Habibis. Welcome back to Princess Jafar's Christmas is Cancelled. I'm Princess Jafar, and Christmas is Cancelled. Today we have a newer episode. A lot of the episodes we cover are honestly like 40 years old, but this one's only around 8 years old. I'll check on that. This is Parks and Recreation's season 2, episode 16, I think, Galentine's Day. Today we're covering a different holiday than usual. We've done some Halloween, we've done some Christmas. Today we're jumping into Galentine's Day, and we have a very special guest joining me all the way from Beirut, Lebanon. We have Carina Ashkar today. She is a film producer, artist, writer, actor, and she's also my cousin. So I'm excited to talk to her later. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Princess Jafar's Christmas is Cancelled. Sad, need a friend, need a dad. Call 134 Princess. Yes, 134 Princess.
That's 1-347-746-2377. Princesses are standing by. Call now. Data and messaging rates may apply.
Welcome back to the pod. It's Princess Jafar. And here we are with Carina. Hi, Carina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. It's pretty cold here. I'm in a lot of sweats, and I'm drinking hot chocolate. How are you?
It's getting cold here too. I'm in Beirut right now. It's raining and it's kind of gloomy.
Does it snow in Beirut or only in the mountains?
It doesn't snow in Beirut city. It's up in the mountains a lot, and we actually have ski resorts, and they're really beautiful, and it snows quite intensely up there.
Well, that's beautiful. I have only ever visited Lebanon in the summer, so we did not do any skiing. I do have these beautiful memories in my head, though, of photo albums from when your dad and my dad and our aunts and uncles were young, and they were making snowmen, and they would use oranges as the nose. And I wanted to know if that was like a Lebanon thing where they use oranges when you build snowmen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever remember personally building a snowman, but it is more common to use oranges rather than carrots.
Oh no, we lost Carina. We're gonna call Carina right back. Dude, I have all the best questions here on Princess Jafar's Christmas is Canceled. Yeah, do you use oranges in your snowman? Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, well, yeah, so yes, I could hear you fine. I was just asking like the most pertinent question of our time. Do Lebanese people use oranges instead of carrots on their snowmen? So please, our audience needs to know.
I can't be the voice of the Lebanese people, unfortunately, but I could tell you that it is more common to use oranges rather than carrots. It's carrots in America, right?
Yeah, we love carrots here. You know, it's something, I don't know what it is, but you heard it here first, folks. You're not going to get this kind of content anywhere else. Have you had a Christmas in the US?
Have I had a Christmas in the US?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I've spent three Christmases in the I was in New York the first time, and then the second time I was in San Diego, and the third time I spent it in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, they were cool. They were fun. It was different though. It was very different than spending Christmases in.
What's different?
I think it's because personally it's different because of the family situation that I have going on in Beirut compared to the family situation that I have going on in America.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Beirut it's my mother's side of the family, and in America it's my father's side of the family, and so obviously these two sides of the family are very, very different. They have different, traditions, different things that they cook. But it's all good. Like they're both great. They're just very different.
Yeah. Do you like the American Lebanese food at all that is made for you? Not like eating out, but like when you go to our family's houses in the US, how do you like that Lebanese food?
I like it a lot, but I don't think they use enough like olive oil and salt.
That's true. Is that like a healthy thing?
Do here in Beirut, in Lebanon. It's not necessarily healthy, but it's a huge part in Lebanese cuisine. So
right,
you grow up eating this way. When you leave, you feel like it's lacking something that isn't good for you, but tastes really good.
I don't think there's really anything wrong with olive oil, but like it's funny you say that, because that is always my critique of any Lebanese food that you buy in the store. I'm always like, there's not enough olive oil in this. They're so cheap. But that's funny to know that like you need even more to get to the source.
Do you like hummus? Do you buy a lot of hummus at stores?
Oh, I love hummus. I'm a homosexual.
Oh
I'm a homo sapien. How about that? I'm a homo sapien. Yeah, no, I try not to
Nice, I
buy
love that.
the store hummus actually has gotten better over the years, but they honestly use canola oil in a lot of the store hummus, and it tastes metallic. It tastes like tinny or something, and so it's really hard to find. Even at like Whole Foods, you'll see canola oil in their hummus, so you have to make it.
That's a
But
no-no.
something that Americans do, which I'm fine with, is dessert hummus. Have you ever had dessert hummus?
No, I haven't. Are you talking about like chocolate hummus?
Yeah, instead of like garlic and olive oil, they use like cocoa powder and I don't know, cream, or I have no idea. But it's often
Yeah,
vegan
no,
actually, so
I
it wouldn't be
don't
cream.
think I don't
And then
I
you
don't know
eat it
how I
with
feel
graham
about that,
crackers. You don't eat it
honestly.
with pita, you eat it with graham crackers. I say you should try it, but don't think of it like
Should
hummus. It's
try
just a
it, but
chickpea base. It's just
odd.
chickpeas, really. So, do you cook a lot?
Yeah, during quarantine, when quarantine started, like everybody else, I started, venturing into that world. And I had a lot of fun. I found myself cooking a lot of Asian cuisine, actually, Southeast Asian.
Oh.
And I love these flavors.
Is there a big Southeast Asian population in Beirut?
No, not at all,
Not at all. No.
actually.
So
It's
where do you get the
it might be
spices?
like the spices. Well, when I was quarantining and like venturing into the world of cooking, I was actually in Los Angeles at the time,
Oh.
so I had all access. It's a good question because in Beirut they wouldn't have all these spices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, just because
Are you?
yeah, I am cooking a lot. I like to make a lot of soups because you can put them in the freezer, and like I like to put them in like individual containers in the freezer, not like a big pot of it in the freezer, so that I just grab one and heat it up really quick. And then, we're sponsored by Panera. This podcast is sponsored by Panera, so I'll just say that I go to Panera. That's a lie. I'm sorry. We're not sponsored by Panera. But
I was gonna be like, I used to go to Panera so much.
well, what I started to do is just get the bread bowl without the soup. So I just go there and I'm like, I'll have a bread bowl, please. And I'll get like 2 or 3. And they're only $2. And then I bring my own soup. I put it not there, but I go home and I eat my own soup. Yeah, because their soup is filled with sodium.
Smart.
So if you're listening to this, hey, I'm sorry if it's your only option. Go ahead, keep eating it. But if you have any other option, please stop eating Panera. It's very bad for you. Do you have? I know you have like American fast food chains in Beirut. I've seen them. They're beautiful. Do you have like a lot of fast food that is Lebanese?
Yeah, we have a lot. We'd call it street food more. It'd be considered street food, but the go-to street foods would be fast food Lebanese is shawarmas and like chicken sandwiches and like an Arabic Lebanese burger.
Ooh.
Shish taouk. Wow, I just drooled when you said that.
Shish taouk was my favorite. It was so funny. I went to this little gyro store, and I was like, "Do you sell the tomb?" I was like, "Do you just sell the garlic paste?" And they were like, "There's garlic paste on your sandwich." I was like, "No, yeah, that's what they call it there." Because I was like, "Do you have tomb?" And they're like, "It's on your sandwich." I was like, no, I want like a quart. Can you sell me like a side of it? I need more than that. So they charged me $3 and they sold me a quart of garlic paste. What is in that stuff?
God.
How do you make it? Do you know?
Listen, I've tried to watch my mom make it, and she doesn't make it that often. But I know it's a lot of garlic. Obviously, you just crush the garlic cloves.
Right.
And mayonnaise, if I'm not mistaken, but it's done in a certain way so that I don't know how it's done. I'll send you.
Yeah.
I think we had a conversation last month about it. I should send you the recipe.
That's so funny because literally I've asked my dad and he literally just says it's just garlic. And I'm like, how?
It's not.
How is it just garlic? I've seen just garlic
It's
before.
not.
It's not this. Is there any lemon in it? Or salt? Or no?
Yeah, probably salt, but I don't think there's lemon in it.
I always
No.
taste something like lemony in it, but whatever.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. You are Lebanese, you know?
I have those instincts. Yeah. So okay, so is gift giving a big part of Lebanese Christmas? Oh, we're talking about Valentine's Day, but whatever. This is a Christmas podcast. I'm still talking about Christmas. I don't care. Okay, first question: is gift giving a big part of Lebanese Christmas? Second question: do you have a Valentine's Day that you celebrate, or is it the same, or do you have like another couples love day kind of thing? Two questions.
Okay, so gift giving is definitely not as popular as it is in America, that's for sure. And this is coming from someone that's experienced Christmas in Lebanon and in America multiple times. I'm telling you, in America, you guys go big. You guys go really, really big.
You have to bankrupt your whole family or it's not Christmas.
Yeah, and it's like a specific time, and you have to open the gifts usually it's in the morning, right? You guys open the gifts on Christmas morning?
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
no,
it's
over
not
here
all over.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, some families do the Christmas Eve in the US, but I think most of them do morning.
Right. Yeah. Here people are too impatient to wait for the morning. We do it Christmas Eve.
That's so beautiful. Well, here like Santa Claus brings them, so you can't because they don't exist yet. Those presents don't exist until Christmas.
Santa Claus, I totally forgot about him.
Okay, third question: is Santa Claus important in Lebanon?
Santa Claus, yeah, he's important here. He's actually really important because Lebanon has a very, big Christian community.
Right.
And, so Santa Claus is Saint Nicholas. So he's a saint. Yeah. He's actually very important.
In the US,
Lebanese.
They're different. Santa Claus is actually has been separated from Saint Nicholas.
Really?
Yeah, it's become its own thing. Like, I feel like they could be in the same special where like Santa Claus meets Saint Nicholas. In the US, Saint Nicholas is a real human who was a saint. And Santa Claus is this like creature elf man who like delivers presents in the night. Like they have become their own beasts.
Interesting.
I don't think we regard Saint Nicholas as
one.
magical. I don't think we see him as magical, Saint Nicholas. Do you see Saint Nicholas? I mean, no, but is Saint Nicholas like the one giving gifts and flying in the night? Does he have reindeer?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they like separate the magic from the religion.
Okay, because in the US, Santa Claus has the same powers that God has, where he can see you at all times and he knows everything you're doing. So Santa Claus almost rivals God.
Yeah.
It's very blasphemous, actually. It's very blasphemous, but
isn't it?
Yeah, but they do it. They're fine with it.
Yeah, they are.
Santa Claus is getting pretty high and mighty there. He better back down. He's trying to join the Holy Trinity. He's like, hey, I'm here too. And Santa. Okay, we're going to take a quick...
what's like...
Oh, go ahead. It doesn't matter. What's what?
No, take it.
Okay. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Princess Jafar's Christmas is Canceled with our special guest, Carina, all the way from Beirut.
Say like what was the best gift you've ever gotten Christmas, like a memorable one?
Well, I didn't really ever get good gifts because our parents never saw us. Like they never recognized us. They never really saw us. They just like gave us whatever random thing. So it was never personal. It was never like what I wanted. So in the past few years, though, I've been getting myself really good gifts.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, right. And I got myself this year, I got myself 2 like fashion-y purses. One is in the shape of Aladdin's face, like the cartoon character Aladdin, but it's like a fashion purse. I'll send you the link. And then the other one is a Mickey Mouse head, but it's black leather and it's like shaped like a basketball, and it's also like a handbag. And they're both super fetch.
I need to
send you images. I'll send you images of them on Instagram later. But so I say get your own self your best gift ever. If you haven't given yourself your best gift ever, then what are you doing?
I agree with you. I agree with you 100.
Yeah, but for me, I don't know. I've always loved Christmas on TV. I think it's like the highest. It's like the end of Western civilization is like Christmas on TV. It's like the maximum point of capitalism. Everyone is like stressed out. Like we just watched this one special yesterday where one of the characters couldn't sing in a Christmas play, and everyone was losing their shit because one character couldn't sing. And it's like, I think it's gonna be fine, but literally the whole episode was centered around it. So, okay, we have to get to the episode we're actually talking about today, Parks and Rec.
Right.
Galentine's Day, which is obviously a play on Valentine's Day. Do you celebrate St. Valentine's Day in Lebanon?
I mean, a lot of people do. It's, I mean, it's a huge thing here. Restaurants get overbooked. There's whole, drama of getting good seats and stuff. But personally, I've never experienced it that way. Just me personally. But I'd like to someday. It'd be fun, but I don't know if I'm that type of person. So we'll see.
It's very weird.
What about you?
I've been in a relationship a few times where it fell on a Valentine's Day, like where I'm with somebody on Valentine's Day, and it has never felt romantic.
Really?
And honestly, I think it kills relationships because it's just so weird. There's so much pressure. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
So like I remember this one year.
So much pressure.
Yeah, I was like 24 or something, and it was my first time having a Valentine because I didn't really date in high school because it was Bush era US, so no one was out except for me. I couldn't really not be out, so I was out. But I was like 24, and I was like, okay, I have a Valentine, so I remember buying him all this candy and like plastic stuff, and it was honestly so unromantic. It was the weirdest feeling. I almost apologized after I gave it to him. I'm like, I'm so sorry I did this. Like, why did I buy this shit for you? But
it's just too much. It puts pressure on relationships, and it puts pressure on like if you've been dating someone for a week and Valentine's Day happens to land like a week after you start dating. That's awkward. That's really awkward.
That would be very awkward. Yeah. Do you date a lot in Lebanon, in Beirut?
No, I haven't dated anyone in like a really long time. I've like had flings and stuff here and there, but I haven't dated anyone in
I follow the tabloids. I've seen it all.
Solo. The Beirut Times.
Yes. Yeah, BTZ.
No. Yeah, I haven't been dating. It's tough out here too. Everyone knows everyone. It's a tiny, tiny city. So you don't have space to kind of just feel comfortable if you want to like go out with someone, because that person probably has been with someone, you've been affiliated with. It's a really small city.
I totally understand that. I lived in Pittsburgh I live in Pittsburgh on and off for like 10 years. And, it's that same small city where you go on a date with someone and they actually know who you are. They're friends with your ex. They know everything about you. And it sucks because usually you want to lie a little bit about yourself on a date and you can't because they know you better than you know you.
Exactly, exactly. That's what it's like here. It's tough. It's tough.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I want to tell you this really scary story. This one time, I broke up with this guy after like a few years of being with him, and he became very unhinged. And I changed my Tinder area to like 5 miles away from the city to try to find someone I didn't know. And so I just, randomly matched with somebody, went to his house. We had a great time. We hooked up. And then afterwards, he was like, oh, by the way, like, your ex's roommate is my best friend.
Oh
So
my
he
God.
knew everything about me. He knew that my ex was crazy. And he wanted just to get in on this drama. That's what he was doing. And my ex
like
saw my car in the street or something outside his house and was like calling me and like banging on the door. And I was like, oh my God, this is when I die in like a gay three-way situation. It's going to look horrifying, but it's going to be cool. I was actually like, this is dying in a heat of passion, gay crime that will like solidify me. I think that's
like
fine.
Gianni Versace.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually didn't know that story at the time because that just came out recently, but like that's pretty much it. I was like, this could be good. So, but he did not break into the house or anything, but I did feel like I was going to be killed while I was having sex with someone. So that was a really fun feeling because it was safe. It was pretty much a fantasy in my brain. But what did happen was I went to my car the next day and he did leave me this like collage love poem, which is very scary, very evil. Like, don't collage your feelings and break into someone's car and put them in there. Like, no. But hey, so what do you think?
That's an experience.
Yeah, right? So I understand small
Oh
towns,
my
yes.
Yeah, you could.
So, back to this episode. How do you? Oh wait, I lost you. Okay, we lost Carina. We're just gonna bring Carina back one more time. Hey, this happens. We have international guests, international lines, international loves here on Princess Jafar's Christmas is canceled. Is it? Is it? Hey, we have Carina here. Carina's back. And hello. Yes, I can hear you just fine. So I wanted to ask you, how did you watch Parks and Rec when you were in the US or did you watch it in Lebanon?
I started watching it when I was in LA like 5 years ago, and then I brought it with me to Beirut, and it's the habit of mine. I can't sleep without watching an episode. Like, I really like the show a lot. The characters are really funny to me and interesting in a different way, in a humor I sort of get. Yeah, I don't know.
Does American humor translate well, or do you enjoy it often?
It does. I grew up watching a lot of American films and TV shows
Right.
for 12 years. They used to call me the La fille américaine, like the American girl in the French school, because I'd always.
That's a really good name for like a something.
For a new TV series.
Yes, exactly.
My life in Beirut.
Yes, that'd be so funny. I'm just an American girl in Beirut.
Yeah, so American humor is, it resonates.
Okay. So did you ever watch The Office?
Yeah, I watch The Office. I love The Office as well.
I haven't seen that much of the American one.
I got into that recently.
Okay, yeah. Whenever I
Oh,
watch an episode, I
really?
like it, but I've never really watched a whole season. Yeah, I've watched the British one, but that's different. I don't know. I don't even know if those compare.
Maybe it's because you started with. Did you start with a British one?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it's because you started with it.
Maybe
I
yeah.
started with the American one. I haven't seen the British one.
I think I just never. I don't know. You don't get to see every show, but it's nothing against The Office, and except if you check my Twitter,
Yeah.
then I'm often berating The Office. But
Yeah.
we love The Office.
thank you. What? Oh, sorry. What other countries make up Lebanon's like media landscape? Like where do the films and TV shows come from usually?
They'd come from Syria
Okay.
and Turkey. But the thing with Turkish television series is that it's in Turkish, but they have Arabic dubbing, and usually the dubbing is done by Syrian artists and actors. And Egypt as well. Egypt, a lot of Egyptian television drama, very intense, really, very, very yeah, that sort of makes up. I think Saudi Arabia as well, but I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lebanon has a good like TV presence, like with BBC, I mean with LBC and those kinds of shows. And I know that like a lot of independent films come out of Beirut, like every festival year. There's always some good submissions from Lebanon. Does it have a big like more like cinema type movie industry?
Yeah, I'd say cinema. Yeah, cinema, but I think there are a lot more of short films that are coming out of this country, which makes sense. Rather big feature films, although we have a few feature films that, have gone kind of, I don't know, worldwide. Like, a film got nominated, a Lebanese film got nominated at the Oscars last year in the foreign film section.
Oh.
So that was really cool. It was the first time we got recognized.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah. You should. It's a good film.
I'll look out for
really
it.
Good film.
I'll try to watch it like this week or something. Let me write that down. And are you still working in film currently?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to work with the situation of the world.
Right.
I'm trying to work in film, definitely in the production side of filmmaking. Although I do write on the side, I write screenplays, but those are just I still need time to learn a lot more before I want to make feature films. Before making feature films.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And now we have some friends in common in the drag scene.
We do.
And one of them, Andrea, I'm sure she doesn't call herself Andrea. That's a very American way to say that. Is she Andrea? She's been very vocal.
I think Andrea. Yeah.
Yeah. She's been very vocal recently. Is there any like groups or people on the streets who are like doing good that are doing good work that you'd like to shine a light on or spotlight?
Yeah, I mean, all of my friends are doing insane work on the ground. Again, it's a small city, so some people, that I just met once or twice. I see them on the streets cleaning and helping after the Beirut port.
Right.
So really, all of them, I can't really, name one person because it's really all of you guys are doing insane work. The city is looking better every day, although everyone is still in like deep pain. And yeah, so people are in pain, people are really traumatized over here. And so am I. Although I came 10 days after the explosion happened, the first time I took my car down to the city, I just found myself so afraid. After explosion, I just started, music, everything got serious.
What did your family think
through that day?
What did your mom
What
think,
did they think
when you went back to Lebanon 10 days after the explosion?
Well, no one supported my decision in the entire family except for my little brother and my cousins. But my mother and my sister and my father were really against it. They were really, they didn't want me to go down because they were afraid for my life, which I completely understand now.
Right.
But in the moment, it got heated. Like I felt like I was very misunderstood.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you're the little sister, so no one's gonna like be talking to you with reason. They're just gonna say, "Don't go." Like, I'm sure.
Right. And I'm the middle child.
Yeah, you're the baby and the middle. That's double. Yeah, so I can see that. But now it's fine. Like, they're cool now? Or they still want you to come back to Texas?
Yeah, now they're
okay.
They want me to go back because they want to see me, but they understand now that I will never live in Dallas, Texas in my life.
Dallas is tough. I've spent many summers there in very similar situations to what you're talking about, and it's tough. It's a very hard city.
Yeah, it's a tough city.
Yeah, for creatives and for independent thinkers, it's pretty difficult to be there.
Exactly.
But you're going to be in Lebanon for Christmas. And even though this is a Valentine's Day podcast, we're not talking about Valentine's Day at all. Do you have any things that are going to make it like a true Christmas for you? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I think the true Christmas for me, honestly speaking, is being with my grandparents, my mother's parents. It's just, that's how I know, like, it feels right. It's a good Christmas. It's when I'm with them, because I've never, spent a Christmas without them until I did, the 3 times in America. But that was really hard. The first time was really tough, being away from them on Christmas. It was really tough. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's good.
They're cute. What about you?
What about me? Oh, honestly, for me, Christmas is, as soon as Halloween is over, sometimes even in October, I just start watching Christmas specials. I go through any show. I'll watch any show's Christmas special, even if I haven't seen it. So, like, I've actually seen more Christmas specials of shows than I've seen of shows. Yeah, like I've seen, like, I just jump into a show, watch a Christmas special, maybe Halloween, maybe Thanksgiving, and then leave. I'm like, thank you. Bye. Honestly,
what's your favorite Christmas special?
Okay, I think it has to be a Mickey's Christmas Carol, and it counts because it's only like 20 some minutes long. It's just the story of Scrooge, of Ebenezer Scrooge, but it's perfect, and I know it by heart. It's probably my favorite movie of all time, just because it's so sweet and pure, and I just love watching it because,
I haven't seen it.
I'll send it to you. It's very warm. It's just like, so warm. But I think my favorite Christmas special is probably the Elf. Do you know Elf? He's a hairy alien from the 80s. He's a puppet.
No, I don't know.
He took America by
No, I don't
storm
know who that is.
for no reason. America loved him, and he had a huge bubble for like 5 years, and then they were like, "No more Alf. Don't talk about Alf ever again. We're very embarrassed that we liked Alf." So I love Alf, and I'll send you that too. Was there anything that like
Yeah,
stood out
I'll
to you
do
in
that.
this episode that you wanted to comment on specifically? How did you view the?
I think
Go ahead. Keep talking.
I was gonna say I think it was interesting to see Leslie's mother rekindle someone that she once was very infatuated, and now so it was like everything kind of faded, and I don't know, that is very interesting to me, like how love and lust and infatuation can be so misunderstood, misconstrued. You never know if you're in love, you never know if it's related, smitten,
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's weird because just yesterday I put on Something About Mary for the first time in like 20 years because I'm not really a big fan of that kind of comedy. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's like Ben Stiller and I can't remember her name, Cameron Diaz.
Right.
And it's just
Is it
like
the one where like her hair like gets some of his semen on her hair?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. I put it on because I was like, hey, I haven't seen this in so long. Let's just see what I get out of it. And honestly, that was the same plot where like this guy almost had a date with this girl, Mary, in the 70s. And then in the 90s, he goes to find her. Like he hires a private investigator to find her. And I like this Parks and Recreation version of it because it doesn't go right, because it shouldn't go right.
Right.
Like you haven't seen each other in 40 years. Like, no. What did you think about like the way that like there's a lot of heterosexual relationships in this? How did that, like, did they seem normal to you? Did they seem healthy, or are they weird? Are they all weird American relationships, or are they healthy?
I don't think they're healthy relationships. It seems that each character is sort of, getting out of one relationship and hopping on to the next very quickly, except that, but there was this one, the relationship of Aubrey Plaza's character, April Ludgate, and her relationship with her boyfriend and his boyfriend. That was very interesting to see.
Right? I liked that storyline.
Yeah, it was very, very now in my life I've actually been around these relationships. I understand them. I'm getting used to them. They're becoming more normal in every way.
Right. But this is something we like to say on the podcast a lot. It was radical for the time. It was radical for the time.
Yeah.
But I watched this episode probably 8 years ago, and now watching it, I'm like, oh wait, so her character leaves this queer couple because they're immature, so she goes to a straight guy who's immature. Like, it was just weird. I was like, why didn't she pick someone more mature? She just went from one baby to another baby. So, but maybe that's what they're doing. They're showing flawed characters, and I guess I was expecting to see more better choices, but that's a TV show, so.
Exactly. They need to stick with their character, their mains. But it's weird because I looked at it in a way that they were best friends at first. So like, like the nicest relationships could come out of friendship. So like, that happens first, and then it's and romantic, and I am always like I always vouch for that in my life. Like I'm very much into friendships that turn into relationships.
Oh my gosh, I literally have the hardest time if someone's nice to me for too long. I'm like, they love me and they're in love with me, and they're like, no, I'm your friend. I'm like, what do you mean? So I've definitely had that confusion a lot in my life, where it's like, but you're so nice to me, and they're like, yeah, it's because you're my friend. I'm like, I don't understand.
Me too, trust me.
You're showing me attention, you're looking me in the eye, you're in love with me.
Don't call me.
So what did you think about Rashida Jones's character saying that she bought her boyfriend towels and shampoo? Like, I feel like, are they trying to normalize the fact that men are useless, or are they trying to make fun of this character? Like, I don't completely know, but I feel like men in Beirut are way more, we'll say, European, and don't have a problem with like owning towels and using cologne and stuff like that. Is this like American men, or is this all men? What do you think?
Oh my God, that's a difficult question.
We ask the real questions here on Princess Jafar's Christmas is Canceled.
I think it's just a thing about is truly, it's just kind of like how you were brought up kind of way, not just were you raised to be very clean, very neat, smelling good? Did your parents do that, and then you just follow their footsteps, kind of thing? That's what I think it is. I would never.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would say that in my time in Beirut, which is not very much, just a couple summers as a kid, not very much at all. But from what I saw, people had way more pride over their houses being clean and in order. And the kids' bedrooms, like my friends' bedrooms, were always like very clean. All their toys were like taken care of. I think there's just like a respect and value to life that is not appreciated in the US. I think in the US, everything is so disposable and whatever. Oh, whatever. Oh, you broke it. Oh, whatever. That like, there's just not that regard or something. I don't know.
But you have to know that when you came here and you're, as someone that hasn't lived here and you're visiting and you're going into your friend's room and you're seeing that it's very clean and very neat, you have to understand that like that's actually being done by a helper. Like they're not cleaning up after themselves. Like please do not believe that any Lebanese child is cleaning up after themselves.
So
which is very, very disappointing to say, but it is the truth. Yeah, it's hired help. We have like domestic workers here, and there's a whole situation on that, and a huge, the debate about having housekeepers and the way they're being treated, and it's pretty bad here.
So most families can afford a housekeeper. It's not just for the rich.
Exactly. Yeah. Most families can afford a housekeeper because they're so underpaid.
Yeah.
That literally anyone in Beirut, any family in Beirut, no, not anybody.
Yeah.
Most of in Beirut can afford them. Really, truly, most of them.
And they're are they so where are these workers coming from? Which part of the world?
They're coming from Africa, so they come from Ethiopia, Nigeria, and then there are some ladies that come from Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Philippines, and yeah.
And would
pretty
you
much.
say that these people have like similar civil rights battles that like the Black population is seeing in the US, like the native indigenous population is seeing in the US and Mexican Latinos are seeing in the US?
I think it's different. It's definitely yeah, they're going through it here, but it's different because here it's on a whole other level. Like I would personally call it modern day slavery because the moment that they land in the country, they are escorted to their house where they're supposed to work, and their passports are taken from them. Therefore, they have no form of identification on them, so that they cannot leave the house and they cannot, you know, be stopped on the street and they'll get in trouble without their IDs or whatever. As well as they don't want them to run away from their houses. So you know, you can't really compare what's going on in America with Black Lives Matter movement and the you know, Mexican Latino community. You can't really compare it. It's very, very different.
Yeah. I would say then a better comparison would be the way that foreign labor is treated in American meat factories, like that's where people are being held against their will and working with their documents taken away and being constantly threatened of immigration, you know. So I would say that would be a better comparison then, because America does still have issues with slavery. It's just it's just moved to different sectors. And then also, I mean, of course, I don't want to overpass the slavery system that is our modern day jails as well, but that is much different than I was expecting. Now within that population of these people who are being forced to work against their will, really, are you seeing a lot of oh, 1 second, we're just gonna wait 1 second. Okay.
I wish I can tell you the story in detail, but I really don't know it. And they suffer also in the society, like especially the older generation here. They're very against homosexuality, and they do not understand it, and I don't think they ever will. So there is that pressure and from them and society wise. Yeah.
And this is coming from all religions in Beirut. This is like the Muslims, the Christians, everything. They're pretty much all anti-gay. Because I feel like a lot of Americans, when they hear Lebanon, when they hear Beirut, they think, oh, it's a Muslim nation who's being anti-gay. And it's like, no, Christians are anti-gay.
No.
The US is a Christian nation that's anti-gay. So I just want to hit that for the audience that like it's all religions that are doing this. It's not one sect. There a lot of people are anti-gay. So don't be anti-gay.
Exactly. 100%.
That's horrifying. I'm really glad you talked with me about this because hey, you know, I want to lure people into this podcast with the idea that we're just going to be talking about Christmas and holidays. And then it's like, boom, you have to address international slave trades. Boom, you have to address, because a lot of these listeners will be American. And honestly, a lot of the anti-gay legislations across the world are from American mindsets and American, what's it called? Missionaries who go to different countries and tell people that gay shit's bad. So it's your fault, America, and I blame you 100%. But now that this podcast has been flagged, we can take a quick commercial break. So Carina, I just want to say like thank you so much for joining me today. Is there anything you want to plug or promote or mention before we sign off?
Thank you for having me. And no, I just wanted, I'm very excited that you asked me to be a part of this, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. It was very fun, and I miss you.
I miss you too. I love hearing your voice. It's so soothing to me and relaxing. You're such a chill person. I love you. Please send me all of your upcoming film projects, if you write a screenplay, just send it to me. I want to read it. We don't have to wait till it gets fully realized.
Of course.
Yeah, and
Okay.
thank you for being on the show, and send my love to everyone. Happy Galentine's Day.
I will. Happy
Carina.
Valentine's Day.
Christmas is canceled. Another Princess Jafar online production.